Hello. Pull. Oh. Ooh. Yeah. Woohoo!
Good morning, my students of grade 7. How are you, class? Okay, that's good. Today is our start of discussing of third quarter. And the lesson for today, use the past and past perfect tenses in varied contexts. Okay, the proper use of tense in a sentences. Okay, class, before we start our discussion, I expected you that you learners like for understand the differences between simple present tense and simple past verb tenses and use these tenses appropriately when they complete the worksheet accompanying this lesson. And the second is use the correct verb tenses and constructing sentences. Okay, but before we start our discussion, who want to volunteer for our prayer today? Okay, Maria. Okay, so I'm giving you class of our homeroom rules. Number 1 is no absence. And if you have a absent, you can give me an excuse letter. And number 2 is you need to participate our oral discussion for today. And you need to listen our discussion, and after this, I have an activity and also assignment. Okay, and the lastly is, can we checking our attendance? Okay. Okay, Glenn. Okay. Mark? Okay. Maria? Okay. Juby? Absent? Okay. Before we start our discussion, I have an activity class, which is the name of memory game. Okay, are you ready, class? Okay, that's good to hear that. So, the class will be divided into 2 teams, and before we start our discussion, class, I have an activity which is the name of memory game. So, are you excited, class? Okay, that's good to hear that. So, here is the instruction for our game. So, the class will be divided into 2 teams, and then the teams will be take turn in a picking roll paper. On the roll paper reveals in the verb written, and the student must try to write the matching present tense that is written in the roll paper with the corresponding past tense verb in the blackboard. And the 2 teams will be compete who among them has the most answer written on the board. So, the team with the answer will be considered winner. So, are you ready, guys? Okay, that's good to hear that. So, here is the roll paper, which is the words. Okay, so, number 1 is go. Okay. Okay, the team 1. And the team 2, okay. All of you guys is correct. And the next is a walk. Okay. And the team 1 is wrong answer, and the team 2 is correct answer. And the next is come. Okay, that's good. So the both of you is the correct answer. And the next is, okay, so the winner of this game is the team 2. Okay, good job. So here is, okay, class, I have a question to you guys that you can answer in your own idea, which is the number 1 of question is, what have you observed from our activity? And number 2 is, what is past tense? And number 3 is, what is the importance in past tense? And number 4 is, how do we use tense in everyday life? Okay, and the next is, what are the rules of tense? Okay, that's good. So class, let's start our first discussion of third quarter. The past tense is used to talk about action that happened at a specific me in the past. This can be terms of events in the past that are now finished, and situation in the past, and a series of action in the past. And past tense is formed by the adding of "d" or "ed" to the base form of the verb. Like for regular verbs, okay, we have two types of past tense, which is regular verbs and irregular verbs. So number one is regular verbs, which is the regular verbs add ed to the root form of the verb for just d if the root from already ends in an ed. So like for example, play, played. So the play is adding of ed. So play, played, and lesson is additional of ed, so lessened. I have an answer. Do you want to answer, Vanessa? Which is the example of push? Okay, that's good. Which is the push is pushed. Like for example, you add of ed, and love is loved. Like for example, you add ed. And next is the two types of the irregular verbs, including the verb to be the simple past forms are more erratic. So example, see, saw, build, built, go, went, do, did, rise, and rose. So is, are, or was, or were. Okay, so the next is, the good news is that verbs in the simple past tense, except for the verb to be, don't need to agree in number with their subject. Like for example, Wolfgang polished his medal. The other winners polished their medals too. So, do you understand our discussion for today, class? Okay, so here is the past perfect tense is used when you are talking about a complicated. Okay, that's all for today, class. So the next we'll discussing you, class, is Miss Vanessa. Okay, Miss Vanessa, can you discussing our students of what you have? Okay.
So next is past perfect tense. Past perfect tense is formed by using the word had plus past participle of the verb. It expresses the activities that existed or occurred before another activity in the past. Like, for example, we had finished dinner when James called. We use the simple past tense, sometimes called the preterite. Preterite is used to talk about a completed action in a time before now. The simple past is the basic form